the most powerful name in local news. Fox 5 News at 5.
DNA evidence has helped DeKalb County investigators solve a 14-year-old rape case.
30-year-old Solomon Smith was sentenced last week for raping an 18-year-old woman while her boyfriend was forced to watch. Fox 5's Portia Bruner joins us now with exclusive details on how the case was solved.
It's a peaceful and tranquil park by the light of day, but one night, 14 years ago, Lake Clear Park in northeast Atlanta was the scene of a heinous crime committed by confessed rapist Solomon Smith and 3 other men. Assistant DAs from DeKalb County say Smith and his accomplices robbed a couple in their late teens, drove them to the park off East Ponce, forced them out of the car, and led them to a pavilion tucked away in the park. According to the police report, the 19-year-old male was forced to remove all of his clothing. Then the 18-year-old female was ordered to remove all of her clothes. And it was here, under this pavilion, where the woman was raped and sodomized by 4 men while her boyfriend was forced to watch at gunpoint.
While they were being held at gunpoint, the males made it a point to tell them not to look at our faces, and so they complied. And that, coupled with the fact that it was a traumatic experience, they were unable to identify anybody to the police.
10 years later, in 2004, Smith was convicted of a felony drug crime. As with all felons convicted in Georgia, his DNA was added to the GBI's DNA database. Atlanta police determined his DNA matched that of the rape kit collected after the victims left the park. Prosecutors say Smith initially lied about his encounter with the young woman and gave police the names of 4 other potential suspects.
He was arguing at one point that he recalls having intercourse with someone in the park, but it didn't mean that he assaulted her or raped her.
Smith, who's now 30 years old, confessed only after the attorneys told him both victims would testify this year about what really happened here back in 1994. Smith was recently sentenced to 30 years in prison with 20 to serve.
But for the DNA, we would not have had a case to prosecute, and this person would not have ever been identified as one of the assailants.
The man and woman attacked in this park 14 years ago did not want to talk to us on camera, but both say they are very pleased with the sentence Solomon Smith received for his crimes, and they hope their case will offer some hope to other rape victims whose attackers remain on the run.
To know that we caught the people and they're not going to be out there doing this again.
Portia Bruner, Fox 5 News.
The DeKalb DA says 2 of the other alleged rapists were fatally shot in separate incidents a few years after that attack. The 3rd suspected rapist is serving a life sentence for murder.